Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Manchester City are really fucking good at football. Hashtag analysis and all that kind of stuff. City, of course, tonight, absolutely immense as they brushed aside the weeping Parisians 2-1 at the Etihad Stadium to top the Champions League group in a very, very satisfying and big night of Champions League football. Honestly, an immense night. I'm buzzing, I'm on cloud nine, and things are about to get better because I'm about to talk to loads of very happy Manchester City fans, and I can't wait. I didn't realise as well, there's a couple of people waiting there as well in the chat. I'm going to jump over in a minute over to William, and Mike's waiting, and Jason is waiting too. But this is the Fan View Live where you guys can have a chat with me if you want to. It's all good fun and games and all that kind of stuff. I do kind of keep it to Patreons and members simply because it's a good quality filter. Otherwise, it becomes like, chat roulette ages ago where random people can jump on and I guarantee someone would jump on showing something that they shouldn't be showing. So basically, we don't do that. So it's also my way of, as well, I guess, of giving a little bit back if I can do to people who help support the channel a little bit. Patreon.com/Esteemed Company, as it says below there, or YouTube.com/Esteemed Company /join. If you're a YouTube member, if you go to the community tab, you'll find a link there so you can join in. And likewise, on Patreon, there is a link in the blog over there, and I put it in the Slack group as well if you're in that one. But now, though, I'm going to jump over to William, who's waiting over here. How you doing, man? You good?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm good, mate. I feel like this is your debut. It is, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been subscribed for ages, but I've always just kind of been a watcher. But I was like, you know what? Let's hop on FanView
fucking
today.
Damn right, man. Damn right. The more the merrier. Always. It's good fun chatting to Blues, and especially after nights like this, you got to chat to Blues, haven't you? Because that was a satisfying night of football. Really good night of football. What's your initial reactions to that game, mate?
I mean, I don't know. After the first half, I was feeling a little typical old City night. I don't know. There was a lot of squaffled chances, but
I love the word squaffle, by the way. That's the one I've not heard before, but we'll take it.
Yeah. It might be made up word. Who knows?
This is a good enough word for me. Trust me.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It was looking maybe not too hot, but we had all the pressure. It was a great game. Great performance.
Yeah, where are you calling from, by the way? I forgot to ask you that.
California.
California. Yeah. You must get so bored of people singing that song to you. But do you even know that song? What's it from?
No, I've never heard it before.
You've never heard the song? You've been sarcastic, right?
Oh, which song?
No, California, here it comes. You never heard that one?
Never heard it.
Genuinely. Oh man, it's an absolute banger. No. Someone in the chat must have heard that song, right? Can anyone confirm who sings it? It's someone like, I don't know what they're called, can't remember, but it's like they're like 2000s like soft rock era where it's all like bands like The Calling and stuff. Never mind, it's a good song. Anyway, it's a lovely place. Even I'm sure it's been blessed as well by Man City's performance.
It's been great.
What typified the performance tonight for you? Who were the standouts? What made it so special?
I mean, I think Sterling played pretty well. The defense was all right. I think Walker had a great game. His pass, I think he had like this like aerial catch to, I think, set up the first goal. I think Walker played really well. I think Jesus had a great 30 odd minutes.
Some impact.
But it was a good team performance. I think Zinchenko, I don't know what he was doing in the midfield, to be honest. I don't what would you call that position? Like he was like false nine for a little bit, kind of holding midfield for a little bit. It was odd.
You essentially, the way I saw it is we had obviously Rodri kind of like there on the right, and on the left center was kind of like it was Zinchenko. Then we had like directly ahead of them, Bernardo and Gundogan. So it was like a box, like a 4, a 2-2, and those two were just rotating as a false nine. But they were all just kind of doing that, moving around.
Yeah, they're kind of pivoting around.
And
I don't know. He did not look comfortable though.
I'm going to disagree, but you've totally talented. Really? I thought he was all right, but I mean, maybe I'm wrong for what it's worth. Oh, by the way, the band was Phantom Planet, California. Here we come.
Absolutely.
Mate, go listen to it. It's a fucking tune.
I'll check it out. There's a lot of great California songs that I've never heard of that one before. So
for sure there are. Nicola knows the song California, don't you?
Huh?
William Hayes never heard the song California, and he's from California.
What?
Yeah, she's not happy. Anyway, yeah, she always loves singing that.
Hotel California or California?
Not Hotel California. He knows that one. Yeah, Phantom Planet. Sorry. Anyway, sorry, mate. But
I don't know.
Zinchenko was the one that made sense to go either way, you know, at halftime.
Yeah,
Well, not halftime
yeah,
when Jesus came on, because
yeah,
regardless of what either of us thought of us, he was still the right one to come off because he wasn't as
yeah.
good as the other three in terms of the quality in the field. But either way, I mean, it's nice that we can. I mean, regardless if we thought he played well or not, City were really good in the first half, and he was on the pitch. So I guess the point I'm making is it wasn't detrimental. You know,
Yeah.
we were good and we were alive. And how much does it mean to the players to win in the way that they did
Oh,
tonight as well?
I think winning at home was huge. And it was a good team performance. It wasn't like a 1-0 it wasn't like there weren't really freak goals either. I thought some of our wins in the Champions League last season, especially I think the one in Paris with the Mars free kick that kind of just like squeaked in. I mean, they're great performances, but I think this is definitely I'm hoping this is something we can pull a lot of motivation and momentum from. I don't know what the league's looking like next couple weeks, but I'm hoping it'll be good.
Yeah, same man. Like, how are you feeling now about the general season overall? Like, how are you feeling about the
Um,
start to the season?
I don't know. We've it's gone kind of similar to last season in a way. I feel like we're kind of flying under the radar a little bit, which I think will be good for the team. I think a lot of people will say that they think City will be the favorite, but I think people think that Chelsea's going to win it this year. Um, I am not one of those people. Uh, but 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 yeah, I think it'll be good. I think we've been flying under the radar a little bit, and I think a striker could have maybe turned around a few performances. But overall, I mean, I'm trying to think of the games we lost. We lost to Tottenham in the first game when everyone
Yeah,
was kind of
that's.
out. That I don't really
I
count
keep
that.
seeing tweets about that, like, how do we lose to Spurs? And I know it's rhetorical, but I always want to reply going, because it wasn't City yet, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we have a guy who's in prison right now playing at left back for us,
Oh, yeah.
literally. And we
Oh,
had
let's
some.
not talk about him.
Yeah, it's just essentially what I'm getting at is like, if we played Spurs now, we would beat them. We'd definitely beat them, But
Yeah.
so that.
I mean, what else? We had the Crystal Palace game, which was not a good game, but that was the Laporte red card.
Yeah, you know what days when everything goes wrong? It was that kind of day, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Laporte made two mistakes.
Every team has those days too, so it's you can't really think about it that much. But overall, it's been a great season. We've had a tough early season too.
Yeah, I agree.
It's been brutal. It's been brutal. We haven't really had like an off day in the Champions League where we have some like small odd team like Leipzig and Bruges are both pretty big clubs with PSG as well. So
I think for me, the only game that really frustrated me this season was Southampton, because I felt like that was just nothing. It was just nothing.
Yeah,
We got a great reaction, to be fair, with the following three games: PSG, Liverpool, Chelsea. But I mean, Crystal Palace was just a shit day. It was one of those days where you make a mistake early on, and I remember when we conceded that early goal as well. Sorry, you did, we conceded early, didn't we? I forgot that right. Did we concede early on?
Yeah,
we did. But I remember
Crystal
like
Palace,
the reaction to the players were like, come on, right, get going. The reaction was good,
Right.
physically, mentally. They wanted to play well, and you could tell they were up for it. It's just a shit day, it was one of those days.
Yeah.
And whereas the Southampton game was just nothing. It was just a weird game. Spurs early season, Southampton nothing. But that was the only frustrating me. But either way, this was. I mean, the football we're playing right now, it's just so impressive.
it's sublime.
It's sublime. I mean, do you think we're going to catch Chelsea?
I don't know. I think not having someone who we can count on for goals on a consistent place, I think might come back to hurt us. I hope that it won't. And I know Guardiola loves the whole like 8 midfielder on a 11-man roster thing. Like I swear everyone's a midfielder except for like our center backs at this point, and Walker, I guess, even Ederson.
They do a good job, let's be honest.
Oh, they do a great job.
Yeah.
They do a great job. But I don't know. I think the Southampton game, if we have a few more of those, it might be hard. But I think we have a great chance. I just think Chelsea's roster is, they are scary. But we beat him this season, haven't we? We beat him 1-0.
Yeah, we have it.
So
there we go.
We'll see.
William, it's a pleasure, mate. I've got so many people waiting. I didn't even realise.
Oh,
I'm going to jump on someone else if that's okay. But you're an absolute legend. I'm going to have to kick you off
No
for
worries.
now. But you're a legend.
No worries.
Catch you in a bit, mate.
Great
Thank you
meeting
so much.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump over to here, to the super chat. Thank you so much to Omar saying, let's go, Stephen. Congrats on the new house. Mate, you're an absolute legend. Let's go indeed. Thank you so much, Omar. Massively appreciate it. Legend. Thank you so much. The new house is very exciting. Tomorrow morning, getting up at dead early to get there to see the plastering. Can't wait. Thank you so much for the super chat. Really, really appreciated. I'm going to try and get the next person lined up now. Where am I going? Clicking a billion different things. It's Mike. I'm going to add him to the stream. And 1 second, Mike, I'll be with you. Hello, Mike. You good?
I am here. What's up, Ben?
I'm very good, mate. I'm happy. I'm on cloud 9. That was some damn good football, Mike. Damn good football. What did you make of it?
Great match. Not just the win, but the quality of the match on the whole was, I thought, just fantastic. It was a really was a fun watch while the stream was working. I'm here in the U.S. and it crapped out on us for a bit, but what I got to see was excellent.
It really was. And why was it excellent in your opinion? What was it that really impressed you about it?
I think we're really just playing right now with just such confidence. We seem like we're just tactically, everyone is on the same page at all times. You know, there's always small errors, but that's going to happen. There's nothing wrong with that. But even, and you pointed this out earlier, like when Jesus came on and they put him in at 9, and I don't think I've seen him at 9, the real 9 all season. He was just ready to go. He was 100%.
He always is as well. That's the one thing about Jesus, regardless of some of his failings. And I think we all probably agree he's not a world class player, but he's still a very good one. And we forget that sometimes. That sometimes very good's enough to win you a game. You know, like we don't have bad players at Manchester City. We just don't. Some players can be out of form and so on, but ultimately every player at Manchester City is there for a reason because they have ability and they can perform. And Jesus, if you have that work rate that he's got, and then you have natural talent, which he clearly does, sometimes he can be a game winner. And like, it seems weird given the fact that he can be so inconsistent at times. But I mean, if he's up for it, with someone like Jesus, I'm a firm believer of strike. You know, you got to strike when you can with someone like him. Give him the chances because when he's confident, go for it. Bernardo, Rodri, Gundogan, that's a midfield, isn't it? It's a midfield and a half. De Bruyne, when he comes back, is he at false 9 again to get into this? Because those three are so balanced at the moment, aren't they?
They're fantastic, and you know it's funny that I almost forgot that it's crazy because you watch that midfield and you're like, oh yeah, we have De Bruyne out there somewhere. You know, he's got COVID, he'll be back at some point, but didn't really matter tonight. And with Cancelo coming in, you got Zinni just coming in like, oh yeah, sure, he can play midfield, even though we haven't seen him play midfield in I don't know how long. It was real. That's now that we even talk about it, it's really interesting. There were a bunch of players playing in different positions that we hadn't seen in a bit, and it was all fine. I think back to Jesus just for a minute. I think he just grew in confidence this season by having some great games on the wing, and I think you're right. Like, give him time at the 9. Let's just see what happens, for crying out loud. There's no other reason
to lose, is there?
Yeah, exactly. Why not? Why not?
We're looking around for a solution, and I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe I'm being reactive, but I didn't really think about it until I must admit I read it on a forum somewhere, and someone was like, I was like, that's a really good point actually. We should have just done that at the start of the season. And if it didn't work, 20 games in, he's not scored any goals or whatever. Like, fair enough. But I mean, I'm happy where he's on the pitch in general, Jesus. I am. I think it's because I have a very simple view of football. It's like they're working really hard. I don't mind them playing. I know that sounds really basic, and obviously you want quality as well. But they wouldn't be playing every week if they didn't have quality. So in general, I've got a very simple view. Jesus is going to work hard. I'm fine with that because I trust him. I just trust him, and rightfully so. I think it's someone's just put in the comments as well. Diaz, Rodri, Bernardo, the new spine. It's a hell of a spine. It really is. And it's crazy to think. I still think we're getting better this season, and that's my personal.
I do too.
What's the limit, man? What can we achieve this season?
Oh, I think we're the league is just going to come down to, the Premier League is just going to come down to like who's going to be hot. I mean, there's going to be a couple bounces in there that'll probably decide the season, but I do think we are in line for a real double here. I think we're in line for Champions League, Premier League champions. I mean, I think we could do both of these. Right? I don't see any reason why not to.
I mean, that I'm gonna say it. If we somehow managed to win, did that, given the competition with Liverpool and Chelsea and so on, that would be mightily impressive. And honestly, we'd struggle to match that again in general. Like, because that is look. One thing I do know now is that we're going to be there at the business end of the Champions League. I don't know if we'll win it.
Totally,
you never know, but we will be there. I have no worries unless we get some insanely hard draw. But I don't think we will do. I can't remember who we're going to get. It's someone in Bayern's group, isn't it? What's the Bayern's group? I can't remember. Bayern Champions League group. I'm just checking it now.
Yeah.
Someone tell me in the comments. Bayern's group is, I think we've avoided them. So, it could be Barcelona. So I think we've got Barcelona, I reckon, coming up, or Benfica, presuming. It'll be Barcelona. Are you scared of Barcelona?
No, what? I mean, honestly,
Why?
I don't think we should be scared of anybody. Like,
No.
why should that be the case? I mean, really, when you look at the Premier League, there's Chelsea and Liverpool. I think our bench, our depth is better than Liverpool's, and I know we could play Chelsea. I mean, we played them very close always. So like that's not. Those are teams that we can play and beat. Honestly, out of all the groups left in the Champions League, I think I probably fear Bayern the most. But you don't really fear them because
look at
you can play
now.
them.
In second now, we've got Porto, Sporting, Inter, Barca, Villarreal, Salzburg, Juventus. I mean, none of those teams to me, genuinely. I mean, Juve would be interesting.
No disrespect, but we can play and beat any of those teams.
I was saying in the match reaction as well. Now, in general, us beating big Champions League teams is not rare anymore. It's something that we just do. We've done it a lot. Like PSG are our bitches to an extent, now. And Dortmund as well are a very hard team, and Madrid and so on. We've beaten them a few times, and we beat Barcelona, of course, a few years back under Guardiola. In general, there's very little to fear, and I know people were quite negative after Champions League final. I understood that because I was too.
Nah.
But my opinion always is that if you get to Champions League final, you've proven you can win it. I know it sounds really weird given we lost, but you've proven you can get there. And if you can get there, you can do it again, and then it's just one 90-minute game with two great teams. Yeah. So it doesn't matter. You could play that game again, and City would probably win. And it was on the day you got it wrong, but I'm confident. I guess is what I'm getting at.
I was confident today too. I was confident today, even after the first goal, and I was like, I know we've got a goal in us. I know we've got at least a goal in us, and we probably should have more, and that's what ended up happening.
Yeah, I agree, man. Mike, it's a pleasure. Absolute pleasure chatting.
Pleasure.
I've got a big queue of people waiting to get on, but it's been a pleasure as always. You're a legend, Mike. Thank you so much for popping on.
Thanks, Stephen.
Catch you very, very, very soon. Guys, don't forget you can join in if you want to if you remember, patreon.com/Esteemed Kompany, or remember, you can find it over in the YouTube community tab as well. I'm going to go to Bill ABC TV. I think he's there. It's Jason, if he's there. Hello, mate. How you doing? You okay?
Yeah, I'm doing well, Steve. I watched the watch along on yours and Goldbridge's on and off, and I'm very happy we won, and I'm glad Sterling scored a goal.
What do you think this will do for Sterling's confidence now, mate?
Just take it one game at a time. The more he scores, the better.
Oh, definitely, because he's such a confident player. He's all about his confidence, isn't he, Sterling? He needs to feel the love, I reckon. And he scored 3 goals in 3 games now, Jason. I didn't realise.
Yeah, good. Yep, and if we keep winning all remaining EPL games, we will win the title. And we can win the Champions League up to the guys if they're switched on every game. They can win it, and if we can do those, and also win the FA Cup in May, reach the final and win it, then 3 out of 4 is good.
That is more than good, Jason. It'd be incredible, mate. That's a treble. It'd be absolutely wonderful. If you had to choose one, man, which would it be? Champions League, Premier League, or the FA Cup?
Always the first is always the Premier League. Anything else is a bonus.
I'm with you, actually. I mean, this season, I think I want the Champions League, mate, because we've won so many Premier Leagues recently. I think I'm ready for that. But I'm always happy if we win the Champions League. That's a good season always. Sorry, the Premier League.
United are on 20 top flight titles. We are on 7. If we win this season, we'll move to 8. So if we keep winning them, then we get closer to United, and the goal is to overtake United.
Oh, I think we'll all be a lot older and a lot grayer by then, mate. But
Yep.
one thing it'd be one day. It's good. Hopefully, it'll happen. You know, when we're still on this mortal coil, and we're still on this planet. So hopefully, when we're alive, it'll still happen. And it'd be nice to
If
think we could do it in 20 years or so, or something like that. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
sure, as long as we have these owners, because our owners are the best owners, and if we have another good manager, top class manager, replacing Pep at the end of next season, then if we keep winning titles, it doesn't take long. Once we get to 10, then to 15, we're not that far behind then.
I love your ambition. You're not content with one right now. You want another 12. I love that, Jason.
Yep.
It's really impressive.
Yep.
What do you make of Rodri's season so far? He's had a really good season, and he was very impressive again tonight.
Yes. I'm happy for all the players to do well. Most of them have done well, and I just want us to keep winning, and we play as a team. United don't play as a team. You can see the opposite.
They don't, and that's what makes us so brilliantly coached. And Guardiola, of course, is a special manager. Tonight, I thought was a victory as well, obviously for all the team, but Guardiola would have been really satisfied tonight because his decisions worked, didn't they? And I think he would have been really happy as well with the quality of the performance in the first half with quite a few changes. I was also happy for Gabriel Jesus. I mean, do you reckon that'll be a really big boost for Gabriel Jesus' confidence as well? He played as a striker today and he was involved in both goals.
Yes, the more goals, the better. Pep knows what he's doing, and I've never been Pep out. Of course, we all make mistakes. We weren't quite good enough on the Champions League final last season, but we can win the Champions League. It's up to the players and Pep.
Final question, Jason. Final question for you, mate. Do you think we'll win the Champions League this year? It's a big question.
I just hope. It's up to the players. We can do it. It's up to the players.
Do you know what? You're absolutely spot on. I think you're absolutely spot on. It really is. Jason, it's been a pleasure chatting to you, mate. Really, really good pleasure. And I don't know what time it is over in Australia right now. It must be really late.
After 10 a.m., 5 past 10.
Oh, it's not too bad then.
Yeah. I'm going to head to the butcher in a minute. Yep.
Oh, nice. What are you getting from the butchers, mate? What are you getting?
Lamb chops, beef mince, and if I want to grab something else, I can as well. Yeah.
Oh, sounds amazing, mate. Throw something on the barbecue then as well. All right, get me Nicola. We'll have some lamb chops. That'd be good. Thank you so much, mate. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for catching you, and I'll speak to you very, very soon. You're a legend, mate. Thank you. See you later. Bye bye. Jason is a lovely, lovely, lovely bloke, and of course, very passionate about Manchester City Football Club. Absolutely respect his commitment there, watching from over Australia. And I must admit, I hate to be very like Australian cliche there, but throw something on the barbie for us because genuinely, I would love that. All right, we've got to get over to Never a Foul. I can't read the rest of your name on there, man. I think it's Dabs. I think actually, I'm going to jump over to bring him into the stream right now. How you doing, man?
How about we put another shrimp on the barbie?
Exactly. Always. Your studio's looking absolutely fire, mate. That's really, really impressive.
What a night.
Wonderful night. Absolutely wonderful night. Talk me through it. What was your take on the game and what did it mean and so on? And
just to check, there's no echo, is there?
No, you're all good, man. You're good. You're nice and clear.
Cool. I don't know about you, but when I saw the lineup, I was a little bit worried.
I was relaxed. I've got the tweets to prove it, but I'm always quite relaxed these days. I thought we'd be all right.
Do you know what?
I understand why, though. I understand why.
Listening to a few of the people before, I don't want to say they haven't supported City their whole life. I don't ever want to do that. But you know that as City fans, we always worry. And when I saw we had no Foden and no Jesus, no press was what I was worried about.
Yeah, do you know what as well? I'm a lifelong City fan. It's like I just was relaxed. I don't know. I was relaxed. I think it's. I don't know why I was, but tonight I felt maybe it's because I haven't had the headspace to think about it because I've been so busy personally. But like maybe, but I went into the game and I saw. I was like, I think I was more, as John's just said in the chat as well. I wasn't worried. I was surprised. I was definitely surprised. But I thought I knew Morris would play well because he always does against PSG. Because it's literally his boyhood club, and I trust obviously Bernardo, Gundo, and Rodri. And I thought, do you know what? If Zinchenko's in midfield, I really like Zinchenko in midfield. So maybe I came from a place of like, oh, I can't wait to see him. And Sterling, I was like, well, Sterling's form's iffy, but hopefully he'll do all right today. But I guess the one thing I wasn't surprised I wasn't even nervous about was the control. I didn't know if it'd be enough or not, but obviously the football that they played. I mean, the first half, in my opinion, was better than the second half in football wise.
Oh, no, 100%. The first half was almost like tailor-made City. We can. That might be one of the best first halves we've had for a very, very long time. But we didn't score.
Yeah,
and that was my worry. And when they scored, it was like, here we go. We haven't been clinical enough. But then, and this is what I just wrote on Twitter. I don't know if tonight might have possibly been the night in the Champions League we needed, because we came from behind against PSG to win 2-1 without De Bruyne, without Foden, and without Grealish. I mean, Grealish maybe not so, but without them three,
it's impressive.
Worth smiling about.
It's really impressive, and we can talk a lot about the depth of Manchester City, but I mean, the mad thing is Cole Palmer or maybe even McAtee or whatever could have been in that forward line, and those cogs would have kept moving, And what I mean by that is not because they're great footballers, more because everyone knows their roles so well, and that's the system at the moment, and this is there's an element as well where this squad actually they're all pushing each other at the moment, and I really get a sense of that. Like they all want to be involved, and so players are in there on merit, really. And I think that's really important right now. Like Rodri, by the way, like I mean, I know it was probably the wrong decision, but he was dropped in the Champions League final, and I think he'd had a bad month or so beforehand. So imagine how he felt that to not play in that game. Like that would have been an
Cancelo.
Yeah, exactly. That would have been a kick in the teeth for both of them. Is it any coincidence? I mean, maybe it is, but they both came back fucking focused, haven't they? Look at them this season. They've both been two of our very best players, and that stuff. And I know it's frustrating, but the way I try to look at life sometimes is like these clouds. They do have small silver linings sometimes, and lose it. Maybe, and I obviously would have preferred to win the Champions League, but we could be sat here right now with a City side not quite as good as now, even though we won it. So I know I'm reaching a little bit there, but it's not unrealistic because things motivate players, and there's a chance that Bernardo's playing better and Rodri's playing better and Cancelo because of the failings in that one game, and that can kickstart the right bunch of players. And when we see Rodri tonight and we see him this season, I mean, Rodri, he looks like a man with something to prove, doesn't he? He's fantastic. And can he get better as well?
Do you know what? I was just saying to Soups, who's behind me, for me, Rodri, Cancelo, Walker, Diaz, Bernardo Silva are so pivotal.
Yeah.
For me, they're like the professionals in the. I feel all of them have a different mentality to most Premier League players. They're just professionals. They will keep the ball no matter what. And like you said earlier, they just play football the exact way that Pep Guardiola wants them to play football. Don't lose the ball, and if you do, win it back in 5 seconds.
And they have hearts. They have the hearts of a lion as well. All of them, don't they? They're all absolute warriors as well, and that stuff does make a difference. Like Walker, I've touched on it recently a few times in videos. But Walker at the moment, there's an air to him when you watch him. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Mbappe at one point where he had the ball running down the wing, and he kind of Walker just stood up to him as if to say, "Go for it if you want to," and Mbappe just turned around. It was an element of confidence which you would not have got a few years back from Walker. He was brilliant like when he was like 27, 26 years old. But now he plays with an experience which is him going, I'm the senior guy now. And it's so impressive to watch, and it's so encouraging to watch, because you feel like some of these players right now are playing. You only earn that through time, You only earn that through time, and like Gundogan plays like an elder statesman now, and Rodri's getting more and more mature, which is a frightening prospect. But like even Stones is getting more and more mature. So like, I guess what I'm saying is this team hasn't. I don't think this team has peaked yet. I don't think it has, and that's this collection of players. How far can they go, man?
Champions League, we can go to the final, 100%.
Yeah, well,
I'm-
I'd be
I
disappointed
don't
if we
want to
didn't.
say can we win the Champions League? Yes, we can, because I think the strongest team in the Champions League, the strongest two teams apart from us in the Champions League, for me, are Chelsea and Liverpool.
Yeah.
We've played them both away from home, dominated both of them. So, can we beat both of them? Yes. Now, my City side comes in that, of course, we might overthink it and we might, but on our day, can we beat Chelsea and Liverpool? Fuck yeah. Especially when we play Liverpool. If we play Liverpool in the final, that's not at Anfield.
Exactly. And to be honest, recently as well, even if it was somehow Anfield, we've started getting better there anyway. So it's like we've proved it. Exactly. And
Foden plays at Anfield like it's his local park. So,
and the best thing now is that the last game in this group, we've got. It doesn't mean anything, so we can literally just pot in Palmer or McAtee or whatever, or give Zinchenko a game again in midfield if you want to, and not we've only got Watford and Wolves either side of it, but still, you want to win those games, don't you? So it's good to hear. Daps, mate, I'd love to chat for longer, but we've got a bunch of people queuing up behind you. That's all right. But what's your YouTube channel?
Congratulations on the new house as well, by the way.
Oh, thank you so much. But you've got a channel as well, haven't you? So do you want to give it a bit of a shout out?
Never a Foul and Feed the Goat.
Get on, Feed the Goat and Never a Foul. Go subscribe to his channel. He's a legend. He's a top bloke. And thank you,
Thanks
mate.
for having me on.
No, always, man, always. I appreciate that as well. Thank you for the house stuff. I'm exhausted, but this game's giving me energy today. It's been really good fun because I've been knackered. But football can do that. Anyway, catch you in a bit, man. You're a legend. See you later. Bye bye. Top bloke. I'm going to bring Connor on. He's been waiting patiently in the background. Let me bring Connor into this. Don't forget as well, if you want to have a chat, if you're a member or a Patreon, you can find it on the blogs over there, and YouTube, you can find it in the community tab. So I can see people who are members like Christian and John and so on here in the chat. If they want to have a chat, you're welcome, guys. Just go into the community tab on my YouTube page and you'll be able to find a link there. All you need is your phone if you want to. No worries if not, of course. And any patrons as well can do it. Right, let's go and bring Connor into this chat. How you doing, man? Oops, I've clicked the wrong one.
Good, man.
You
How
good?
are you? Can you hear me?
I'm happy, mate. I'm very happy. A lot of energy tonight in this.
Oh, yeah. It's always good to beat PSG. Now that we've done it 3 times in 2 years, it always feels good.
It feels like habit.
It's a familiar
now,
feeling.
It's habit. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
I could get used to it.
I'm
man.
sure PSG fans are going to start to sweat a little bit every time Man City comes onto their schedule now.
What do you think was going through Messi's head tonight?
I can tell you what's going through Pep's head. Pep's probably a little relieved that he doesn't have to deal with that on the front line.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that it's crazy seeing this game basically comes down to a front three who are willing to defend and a front three who aren't willing to defend. I think the result is pretty much just is a reflection of that. I think that we have players that are willing to run all over the place and PSG doesn't. And if we had Messi, I don't think that any coach in the world would get him to do the kind of running that we would need to perform the way that that we performed tonight. So,
No.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, and that's the thing, is that I touched on that in the watch along, actually. Obviously, if Messi's there, he's brilliant. He's Messi, he scores loads of goals.
Yeah.
He takes everything.
Yeah.
But there is an element, and we need to prepare for this because it's going to happen eventually. When we sign a striker, which will be different to Messi, and I'm sure they'll run more than Messi. But when we do sign a striker, the football's going to be different because we won't have as many midfielders. And I know there's a give and take element. Like, yeah, we're not as clinical, but we have more of the ball because we've got so many technically brilliant players. So we need to prepare for that. But either way, I mean, Messi, fuck him. We don't need him anymore anyway. He's
I
heard that a kid ran onto the pitch and ran past Neymar, Messi, and Mbappe and asked Bernardo for his shirt. I love that, man. I love that. Yeah, I love it. Connor,
that's a smart kid.
That's a very smart kid. He's invested in some Bernardo stocks there because he's like, none of you guys are going to win a Ballon d'Or anytime before Bernardo, I reckon. I think that's what he was saying. No, maybe Mbappe or Neymar have something to say about that. Messi probably too again. But either way, I love that. So I'd be dead proud if my kid did that. I'd be like, go on, son. Like, if I haven't got a kid, but hypothetical.
That's some serious football IQ right there.
Yeah, exactly, man. He's there, really like, I like that box to box converted, attacking right midfield who's now a number 8. Like, that's the shit I want.
Yeah. He was the one who was still working in minute 90.
Isn't that like the role model you want, though? That's what. Does anyone epitomise Manchester City Football Club right now more than Bernardo? Is there anyone? That's a genuine question.
It's for me. It's the Bernardo, Rodri, and Cancelo show right now, which is crazy because just like a season ago, they were all like falling on their face collectively. So like it's just, and it seems to go that way with Man City, just like last year. Gundogan showed up out of nowhere and basically drove us to a Premier League title in 1 month. Right now Bernardo, Rodri, and Cancelo are the ones that are really making stuff happen, and thank God, because they're guys that we can have around for a long time and build a foundation off of.
It's a good point, though, by the way. It's in terms of it was someone else, then it's someone else, but that's what happens when we're very lucky to have these quality players, man. Like, and that's why
Totally.
I don't. This is why people, I'm seen as a relatively calm City fan, but it's mainly because I just like my view is like, well, yeah, we've got loads of fucking class footballers, and it's as simple as that. Like, usually when you've got quality players and you've got a manager like Guardiola who will always get into their heads because he's just so motivated. If he doesn't, put it this way, if you've got one player who reacts really well to Guardiola for 2 years and then has a bad year like Bernardo did, he'll get in someone else's head and get them going like Gundogan. So he's like, and then then Bernardo will come back round again. And like, essentially what I'm saying, with the squad that we've got, if one player has a bad year, it doesn't matter because someone else will have a good year step in instead. Because Guardiola is so good at doing that, and we're very blessed and very lucky to that. So that's why I don't really worry about if Sterling's out of form too much, because I'm like, well, he's not the current problem, because if Sterling's out of form, play someone else and they'll be really good and they'll find the best. So I guess we're very lucky, aren't we?
Yeah, and we're incredibly lucky.
So how do you feel about our chances in the competitions this season? How do you feel it's going to play out?
Look, I don't think anything is guaranteed this season at all. I think that Chelsea and Liverpool I think Chelsea, Liverpool, and City are probably the top 3 teams in the world.
I agree.
So I think the Prem is going to come down to, well, I have a theory. I think that one of the top 3 teams will sort of fall out of the race by the end of December. December is just a massive month. There's so many games, and all 3 teams are in every competition, so they have loaded schedules, and I just feel like someone's going to slip up.
Yeah.
City's got a pretty kind schedule of fixtures for December, which is nice, and it's big tonight clinching first, because then we can just sort of send the kids out against Leipzig.
Well, yeah, no, I'll read the fixtures now. So I'll just go from December the 1st onwards. Chelsea have Watford away, West Ham. I'm going to go for Leeds.
Surging Watford.
Yeah, so yeah, exactly. Yeah, the mighty Watford. West Ham away is a different. Watford and West Ham away, by the way. I know it's only London, but they got United as well, and United coming up next. And Carrick might do something there. You might try and get a point to prove something. So they got United. Yeah. I'd never want to say United's a tough fixture because it isn't right now. But a new manager bounce could do something, couldn't it? So they've got United, Watford, Chelsea, Leeds. I fancy them there. Everton, I fancy them. Wolves, then Villa on Boxing Day, and then Brighton. So that's their bunch of games. They've got Liverpool as well.
But the interesting thing, smushed in there, they play Zenit away. Yeah. And Zenit has something to play for. They have Europa League to play for. And Chelsea hasn't clinched first in their group yet. Yeah. They're tied with Juventus on points. So they're going to have to play. They're going to have to come to win in St. Petersburg that day. So I don't know. That's tough.
Liverpool's Everton. They got a Merseyside derby on the 1st. Then they got Wolves. They got Milan in the Champions League. I think, are they through now, Liverpool? I don't even know. I can't even.
They clinched first.
Yeah, first. Then they got Liverpool. They got Aston Villa. They got Newcastle. Spurs. Spurs. A few games in under Conte. That's going to be tough away. That is going to be tough because they'll be at that point. They'll be running. He would have whipped them into shape though. Then they've got Leeds quarterfinal against Leicester in the Carabao. Leicester again after that, and then Chelsea obviously in the second. So our fixtures are definitely more favourable. Can't be asked reading them out, but I know they are more favourable than that in general.
Knock on wood. Knock on some wood, Stevie, because
I'm surrounded by it.
It's City. But yeah, but it is favourable, and I think that a month from now there will be questions answered as far as what the Premier League looks like. That's just my theory, though. I don't think it's going to be a 3-horse race until the end of the season.
No. April, I would say by the end of March, we start to see someone drop off a little bit or something like that, I reckon. And I think they'll know it and they'll feel it because of the competitions. Maybe not. I mean, I would love to see a 3-horse race as a football fan. Yeah. As a City fan, I don't want to see it. But as a football fan, that would be fascinating because the satisfaction if you won that would be amazing. Yeah. And also, I reckon it makes it easier to lose. Like if you lose a 3-horse race and everyone's brilliant right at the end and everyone's on 80-odd points, you're like, fair enough. We weren't quite good enough this year, but everyone's brilliant. But back to the game, man of the match today. Who was yours?
Ooh, man, that's tough. I mean, my heart always just falls straight into Bernardo's lap. He did this thing like at the end of the game where PSG was sort of like just knocking it around the back, trying to get one last look at goal, and all the City players were kind of had just dropped sort of into the not the final third, but they were in kind of like a mid block, and Bernardo chased like 3 different guys down, and Keylor Navas ended up hitting the ball out of bounds, and it was like, well, that could have prevented a goal. That could have prevented an entire attack.
And that's why that kid, I guess, ran on the pitch. That kind of stuff is admired, copying his heroes. Connor, mate, you're a top bloke. I enjoy chatting to you so much. I'm going to jump into Jerry, but thank you so much for coming on. I'm looking forward to chatting to you again soon, man.
Anytime, boss.
In a bit, see you later. Connor's class. Right, but I've not eaten since ages, so jumping through people. You got to bring Jerry on, get a little bit of big Jerry energy in here. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How are you, Stephen?
I'm very good, Jerry. I'm very good. And I love your positivity once again in the chat. When as soon as we go 1-0 behind, everyone loses their heads a little bit. I can always trust you to be there and be. Well, it's almost like there's a hack to this. It's just Man City to be brilliant. It's as simple as that, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, and the irony is that I'm not a terribly positive person in my day-to-day life, but when it comes to City, it's like I just always feel good, and maybe because the club hasn't let me down too much.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't been a serious fan. It's probably the first breaking the Prem drought, that was kind of what won me over. But I'd been sort of a fan from afar since the 90s, back when I'd have to go down and like buy a week-old newspaper to look up the scores. This was pre-internet, so it was really hard to follow until it became a thing in the United States.
Yeah.
So they haven't let me down terribly much. So I guess I'm spoiled, unlike a lifelong fan such as yourself. But there's just something about this team. They slip on a banana peel every now and again, but they just have so much heart, and it's like today's match, perfect example. After that first goal, I was kind of deflated, but I said, you know what, I think they're going to come back, and they're going to draw even, and maybe they can sneak a win, and they did. And Pep just kind of knows what to do. He knows what buttons to push, and I'm really happy for Sterling. I think I said it dating back to last year that while a lot of fans have lost faith in him, I don't think Pep has. And it's one of those things. He's not just going to be good again one day. It's going to be a gradual process. He has to play into form. And I think we're starting to see the last 3 games, the benefits of that. And crossing my fingers that we see the best of him.
I mean, when you think about it, 3 goals in 3 games, but 2 of them really important goals. The opener against Everton, a tough Everton side, physically and so on, and demanding, and obviously it was comfortable in the end, but still a tough game, a tough 3-0. That sounds weird, but then obviously as well the equaliser against PSG. Even if we're going through anyway, it's PSG in the Champions League in front of a raucous Etihad Stadium. I mean, that has to mean something for him, doesn't it? It has to mean something for him. And it has to mean something for Pep as well. For both of them, really. Think it'll change anything for him?
Yeah. No, I mean, when I looked at the lineup, I thought, well, part of me thought, well, maybe Sterling's starting because he doesn't have a lot of choice right now. But and I thought, maybe this is just part of the plan, because he has been in pretty good form the last 2. And I think, it wasn't because he had no choice. I think it was, he could have started, a different lineup, but I just would like to see him achieve, he's given so much, he's taken so much heat from fans, not so much City fans, but just sort of England fans in general. I just think, unfortunately, he is the whipping boy for a lot of England fans. And I think my dream is to see him go to Anfield and score one day. Obviously, that's unless there's some sort of a Champions League thing where it's not going to happen this year. But I just want him to do so well, just because I think he's a guy that gets a terribly bad rap, and undeservedly. I mean, I think
you're absolutely spot on, mate. I absolutely agree.
The way the media treats him, I mean, just I've said my piece. I love the guy, and I know he may move on, but I really hope he stays. I'd love to see him win a Champions League here.
The thing is, as well, I touched on this recently on Twitter, where there's an element of Sterling. I can hold my hands up and admit he's been in poor form for a while, and he hasn't. But the signs recently are good, and I think there's a lot of people who've and I'm going to say some people, because I know some people watching this video now will have this opinion, where there's an element of pride kicking in, where they won't admit if someone's played well. And in this one, trust me on this, and this is speaking from experience, you want to be wrong on this, and whoever this person, hypothetically I'm speaking to, Sterling playing at his best, I would advise all of us to go watch his 17-18 or 18-19 highlights. He's fucking good at football. He's really good. Yeah. Like, Sterling at his best, okay, he'll miss the odd chance here and there, and it'll be a frustrating chance. Of course it will, but he'll also create a shit ton of chances and score goals as well, like he did against the other day, and important ones because of his movement. So what I'm saying here is, like, it's not embarrassing to be wrong about Sterling, something like that. It's a win-win. You're either right about him being crap, and then you get to go, oh, I told you, or he scores loads of goals and his team starts winning more. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, let's look for a little, ray of positivity right now. And Sterling's form right now is, it doesn't prove you wrong. It actually means things could be better for your team. So that's not directed at you personally, Jerry, because obviously you're an optimistic guy on City. But I mean, I see an undercurrent of it. You can sense it. And I think it's a shame, because I think people are thinking about their own opinions a bit too much more than the greater good, if that makes sense. And I want him to succeed. And I'm curious to see as well, because I think his future's still really finely balanced, and I don't know which way it's going to go. I have no idea, because I don't think. Do you think it's enough for him to be what he is now? Like, right now, he's a squad player, isn't he? If we're being honest. I mean, when you got Grealish, Mahrez, Foden, Jesus, all these players.
Well, right now, I think there's a I don't want to say a leadership void, but there's a void in that guy. There's a void that's been left by Aguero. And granted, Aguero hadn't been what he had been the last couple of years with injuries and whatnot, but there's a bunch of guys that could step up and fill that role. There's a void there. We don't have a guy that you're always going to count on when the chips are down, and it could be Bernardo, it could be Jesus, it could be Sterling, it could be Grealish. I mean, I'm just waiting for one of those guys to come forward, and I think right now, of the people we have, and I don't want to discount Bernardo, because I think he is overall the greatest player we have right now. The way he's playing, everything that he does makes the team go. But I don't think he's ever going to be that killer in goal, banging goals in. I think Sterling could be that guy. And it's the comeback is always greater than the setback. I really feel in my heart, and maybe I'm being a child, but I really hope he steps
football.
Forward.
We're all big kids with football, man. That's the point.
Yeah, and not that I'm saying he's ever going to be Sergio, but I think he has it in him. I mean, I look at all the other guys. He has it in him more than Jesus, more than Grealish to be the target man.
I agree. I think there's an element of, even if it's not, I think he has it in him to have a big moment or a big story because of his failings in some ways, or because, in terms of he's missed some big chances, and because he's had that dip, and maybe also because he's been through so much personally. I feel like there's an element of a Sterling that could actually. It might not happen, but there is something there where I do feel like he's been essentially what I'm trying to get at. He's been molded enough that he's quite a tough guy, I would guess, right now. Mentally and physically, he physically is, but mentally as well. That I wouldn't be surprised if he finds a little bit of resolve and finds his best football again. It might not happen, but I wouldn't be surprised. I just genuinely wouldn't, because Sterling is a tough guy. He's a very tough character, and I would love it, man. I would love it. Hopefully it's the first of many goals this season, and many more goals this season, because a fit and firing Sterling is very useful. Quickly though, man, I just want to talk a little bit once again about Rodri. Just imperious. I mean, I think he could eclipse Fernandinho, and that's saying something, but I think he honestly could. I don't know if he will do or not.
I agree. I think that we've seen in De Bruyne's absence, we've seen that leadership void get filled with him. I mean, you just see what he's doing on the field. He's putting guys in the right position. He went and got in Cancelo's ear earlier, basically saying, why did you do that? Messi was all alone. He didn't have any, basically getting into guys' ears and letting them, and that's leadership. And that's what you need. And that's what Fernandinho did, but his body is failing him, whereas Rodri is 25 years old. So
Well, that's it as well.
I
He's
think,
young, isn't he? He's still for a midfielder, 25, so he's learning that still, isn't he?
yeah, no, I mean, what Bernardo is to this team in the offense, he is to the defending. And I think he makes the center back's job a lot easier. He's out there directing traffic. He knows where there's holes. His play has just been brilliant. And the one thing that he has that Fernandinho doesn't, he's got that little bit of offense in him. I think the thing that makes him so dangerous is he can hit it from 18 yards out. You just never know when it's going to fly, and that scares people. So I think you're absolutely spot on. He's just been incredible, and Cancelo too. I mean, I mean, yeah, we're really lucky right now, and I don't think I don't think that the casual fan or the people that really don't pay that much attention realize how special these last 5 years have been. I mean, it's just incredible, 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 and it keeps getting better. And every year it's someone new or it's a different group of guys. And I think that's points back to Pep and what Cheeky has done with talent acquisition. And I really hope that he's here for another 4, 5, 6 years. Maybe that's too optimistic, but I think we could see some really incredible things. I think if they get Haaland, I think he really is going to stay another 4 or 5 years. I think that's going to be part of the deal with Haaland, that if you come, Pep's going to be here.
That's a beautiful, beautiful final picture there to end this chat on, mate. And you're right, by the way, last 5 years, people probably haven't quite realised how good it's been. And this is definitely some City fans. And some people don't know they're alive sometimes. And City, it's very good. And as you touched on as well, the fact that we keep reinventing it. And every year it feels like a new player is the star every year. And that's just a testament to the quality and the coaching and the brilliance of Manchester City. I would kind of be bored if every year the same player was the best player, and you don't get that with City. It's always a new star and it's always a new story. And for me, as a football fan, I love that. I love that one day we could be waxing lyrical about Foden, or Jesus today, or Rodri or Cancelo or Bernardo. It just makes it all so much more interesting, as opposed to give the ball to that guy, he'll do it all. And I love it this way because it feels more earned, doesn't it? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Jerry, thank you so much for jumping on, man. I'm going to get to Syed. Syed has been waiting for absolute ages, but I really appreciate it, man. I'll catch you very, very soon again, man. Catch you in a bit. See you later.
Good.
You're a legend.
Be
Bye-bye.
Good. Yeah.
Such an eloquent man. Big love to Jerry, always. I'm going to bring he's just really, really eloquent. I love chatting to Jerry, genuinely. He's got there's so much energy in the chat, and then you can't get chatting to him on these streams. And he's so calm and considered and brilliant. I'm going to bring in, hello, is it Syed? Is that pronounced right? Or is it?
Yeah, Syed, yeah.
Syed, how you doing, man? You good?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Syed, mate, I'm very happy. I've definitely, my energy levels have dropped now because I realise I've not eaten since 4 p.m. But but overall, I'm buzzing, man. How could we not be buzzing? I guess you are too.
Yeah, I feel relieved. I feel like I was like because I felt like after the first half we deserved so much. Like we were creating so many chances, and especially after that first goal and then PSG, and when Raheem scored, it just like gave a sense of relief. And then, yeah, I mean we ultimately at the end we deserved to win that game, and although the scoreline doesn't explain it, the stats and everything. So, yeah, I feel good.
Relieved is a big word there because it's true, and the sense of relief as well. The players feel that as well, I guess. I mean, that would matter a lot, I guess, because there's not many things more frustrating than working your best and it not being good enough, or you're not getting what you deserve. And do you reckon that's a big night for the players, I guess, themselves? I mean, how could that potentially shape the season?
Yeah, I do. I feel like that gives them more confidence that they can go out there and beat any team. Because, like, as you know, like before the season, PSG were being described as like the God Squad. No one's gonna come near them. So I feel like after that victory, that gives the players more confidence that they can go out there and beat anyone, and the sky's the limit for them, in my opinion.
I mean, they literally can. You're right. We can genuinely beat anyone, and it's always it always just depends on the mood or the feeling on those 90 minutes if we're going to do that. But there's a real confidence to say we are. one of the best, if not the best team in the world. And you don't have to always have the Champions League to prove that. We just know by the quality of the football and the players. And okay, we might not win the Champions League, but we're immense. What did you make of the? How was your initial feeling when you saw the lineup tonight? Because obviously it's a little bit different. Be honest, were you confident? Were you nervous? How were you feeling?
I was very nervous. I was like when I saw Zinchenko, like when I saw he's a good player and all, but like he it was, in my opinion, it was a little unfair to him because like he didn't really have the game time beforehand, like so like he didn't have like that match sharpness. So like I feel like I was like a little nervous over that, but I mean without that, like the lineup kind of seemed obvious to me. Like Mahrez, I think he's our best Champions League player in my opinion. He
very good in Champions League, isn't he?
He steps it up. Bernardo, our defense. It was when I first saw the lineup, it was kind of giving me the old vibes from last season. I felt like we were gonna have that same back line from when we played PSG, and like I mean overall I was confident, but like I was just confused with how we had Zinchenko and Cancelo, but yeah.
All this tonight as well, mate, without Grealish, De Bruyne and Foden, it feels weird because it didn't feel like we missed them. We did, but we didn't, if that makes sense. And
that's what City makes us feel like.
It's mad, isn't it, mate? It's mad. And like, are you expecting now to see a team when we play Leipzig away? Are you expecting just to see a bunch of? We don't really have reserves, really, I guess, because they're all first-team players. But are you expecting to see a lot of rotation?
We should do that, but ultimately, he's gonna want to win that game. And he's gonna I really want to see Palmer and even McAtee.
Should we work it out now? So who's gonna play? I think Stefan will actually play in goal. I think Zach Stefan will play.
Yeah.
I think Zinchenko will start. Ake, maybe
Laporte, yeah. Fernandinho, in my opinion, maybe.
Right back. Oh God, who plays there? Maybe he might play one of the lads who did well with like Egan Riley or something like that. No, he won't
Yeah.
play. I don't know. Maybe we'll just play Walker. It's Kyle Walker. He's a physical freak, isn't he? Or Cancelo or something. Midfield, Fernandinho is definitely going to play. I think Cole Palmer is 100% going to start. I don't think McAtee will, but I think Cole Palmer will personally.
Cole Palmer could play up top, though. In my opinion.
I agree.
He's probably our best finisher.
He probably actually is. I think Grealish will start as well. Grealish will probably start, I think. Then it'll be whoever hasn't played against at the weekend, won't it? Like it'll be a strong team. We just know it will be. It'll be because even then going through this team, like it's still pretty strong. Like Fernandinho. It'll be probably end up being De Bruyne because you might need a game or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's exciting. It's nice though, isn't it, to be in the situation where it wasn't an easy group in the end. It wasn't a really easy group. There's some tricky games in there, and people looked at this as a potential, not quite group of death, but still, I mean, we've strolled it in the end, really. I guess after that, PSG game. And how do you feel about the start of the season? Are you happy with it?
Yeah. I mean, obviously the first game, Tottenham away, didn't go to the best start, but after that, really, in my opinion, the Crystal Palace game, we kind of needed that because if we were to say last season how we had that 20-game winning streak and that United game that we lost, it kind of gave us the knock in the head that we have to get it together. So yeah, I mean, I feel like overall the season, I honestly think we're better than Chelsea and Liverpool, and yeah, I think we're the best team in England, in my opinion, the best team in the world. So I feel like we've had a pretty good start to the season. Yeah,
I agree, mate. Only 3 points behind Chelsea that currently stands. I think we've had a harder start than they have, and they are a very good side. I can't deny that. I do fancy us to match them, and when it comes to playing again, I do fancy us to beat them again. So that would be enough then, wouldn't it? It's obviously I think we'll probably know how we're feeling by January the 1st, I reckon. Right after that Christmas time where everything's really busy and so on. We'll see how we feel then.
AFCON happens too, so there's going to be players that are leaving. And I think Mendy for Chelsea is going to be out. And we all know how the goalkeeper was. Position was crucial.
Is it still happening? Because I remember hearing some rumours about it being cancelled, but it's still happening, isn't it?
I'm not sure, but last time I checked, it was actually happening. So I know for us, only Mahrez is going to be out.
So let us know in the comments if it's still happening. I'm sure someone will be able to say. But either way, if it is, then Liverpool are fucked.
Yeah, so are Chelsea.
Yeah, Mane and Salah. That's their forward line.
Yeah,
quite literally their two best forwards. Chelsea, who did lose Mendy.
I think that's it to me.
Yeah. I mean, Kepa's. I think Kepa's become a bit like Bravo. He had a terrible season.
Yeah,
but he's actually relatively solid towards the end. I think he's all right now. But I mean, I guess the key for them is to not let him have shots against him in the first place. But Syed, man, it's a pleasure chatting to you.
You too, man.
Really, sorry you had to wait for a while, but it's just,
No,
getting
it's
for
all
everyone. But it's been really good to chat to you, mate. I'll catch you very, very soon. Have a wonderful day,
too.
mate. Where are you calling from,
You
by the
too,
way?
man.
Forgot to ask.
America, Maryland.
Marilyn, where's Marilyn?
It's like an hour from DC.
Oh, okay. All right then. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's one of the things where I just know all the names, but
Yeah.
I just didn't know where it is. So it's like if I
Yeah.
said to you, "Oh, have you heard of Nottingham?" You probably, I don't know if you have or not, but you might know the team. But you'd be like,
Where?
Nottingham.
Nothing. Yeah. Nottingham Forest. I
Yeah,
think
but you wouldn't know
that's-
where it is, would
yeah.
you? So it's one of those things where you know
Yeah.
Like, if you went, it's actually Central Midlands, mate, just below Vingy. I went, oh, fair enough. Near Lincoln. Anyway, I'll catch you in a bit, mate. Have a good night.
You too, man.
See you later,
Take care.
bye. Bye. What a lovely, lovely bloke. I'm gonna bring in. I hope Louis there. I think he is. I hope he is. We'll see. Hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
You good, man? How you doing?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Yes, you're a black ominous square on my screen, but it's all
Yeah,
good.
I don't know what that's about.
Don't worry about it, man. I can hear you nice and clear. How you doing, mate? You good, mate?
Yeah, good.
What's your overriding feelings after this game?
Tonight's game was quite eventful.
Just a bit, mate. It's a fucking good game of football, wasn't it? Actually, not really talked about that with anyone. Like, how good was that game of football tonight?
Really good. Like, I've been more enticed in the Formula One recently, but watching tonight's game, it was a reminder of why football's the best.
Yeah.
Like being on top. I always compare City to Mercedes, and watching the Grand Prix, like you could be on top and then literally it all switches, and it's just like what's going to happen, but it's just like we were the dominant team tonight, and it was still like, are we going to win? Are we going to draw?
And
it's just like.
That's the thing, isn't it? Like, I
The
mean, I guess
relief.
as well, it's all the thing. F1. I mean, like F1's got really popular again, actually, which is coincident, which is interesting because he definitely disappeared for a while. But I guess with F1 as well, it's like you're not going to get that raw, from the crowd and that momentum and that energy. Like you could sense when you're watching the players tonight, you could sense the energy in the stadium, couldn't you? Even via TV, you could sense the swell.
I think the Brazilian Grand Prix, and I was like literally just, it felt. I don't know how many people like actually watched it, like watching this, but it was like that weekend was the backs against the wall for Mercedes and Lewis Hamilton in particular, and he's my favorite driver. And it's just like it just felt like tonight, like City just were dominant, had everything for them, just like clicking into gear, all going well, and then it's just like 5 minutes into second half, Mbappe scores, and it's just like, for fuck's sakes, again.
Yet they still turned it around. I mean, how impressive is that? Because so many teams would have, given what they've been through before, they could have easily had their head drops, couldn't they?
I think this is the new current team now, with how it's been in the past, where it's just like we've been behind it. It's just like we slump, like against I literally thought of Liverpool 2018 Anfield in the Champions League. I literally thought we're gonna slump to 2-3-0 now. And from the past, but this City team just nights like tonight and in big games. Normally Pep doesn't like it, but I think on nights like tonight, City play with their hearts on their sleeves.
Oh, massively!
All the players play their hearts on their sleeves.
Sometimes you need that, don't you? Though sometimes you need the energy. You just need that. Sometimes you need chaos ball, don't you? Basically, really intensity that gets you through, doesn't it, as a person? And Pep, you're right. Pep doesn't like it, but you need that sometimes, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. Just need to have that courage, that just to go through the motions and have the atmosphere just absorb into you and have that just feel it with you the whole game, just to have the courage.
Can we convince Bernardo to stay, mate? That's what I want to know. What do you reckon?
I don't know. He's talking the good game, but it still feels like it's like Sterling. You just don't know at the moment, and it's annoying. It's really annoying because I want him to actually say, I love City, I want to stay here.
I mean, Oh, by the way, I think there's a fan tonight. I just noticed because I had Twitter open aside. Someone had a sign saying, "Messi, can you get Phil Foden's shirt for me?" I'm absolutely loving that.
I saw that. I saw that on Twitter.
I've already just seen
I
that
actually
now.
saw that on Twitter. It's so funny.
First time I saw
loved it.
that, the little kid with long hair, and I also it reminds me of the kid that ran on and grabbed Bernardo Silva's shirt. That is the kind of stuff I love, man. Like that stuff, going past Messi and all that kind of thing. It's just something about that so wholesome. Like it's just that's City now, aren't we? We're massive, aren't we, man? We're absolutely massive. Like wonderful stuff. How are you feeling now about the Premier League? Obviously, 3 points behind with Chelsea. I mean, we're through now, so we don't have to think about the Champions League for a best part of 2. It's like February now, isn't it, when it starts again? Is that right? It feels like it is February or something like that, isn't it? So we don't have to think it for a while. We can just focus on the Premier League. It's going to be a busy month.
Yeah, I still think like every game is hard in the Premier League. It just every game like Palace, Southampton, it was just like we had that normality of thinking into the game we're going to do well and we're going to beat them, but we didn't. I always think like people are like, oh, like a formality like against Palace, and I'm always thinking we're going to get beat. I think because of the 2018 game in the 18-19 season, I always think we're going to get beat by Palace.
Well, this is what this club does.
Even though I can't remember his name on Twitter. You know the one. He's always like pessimistic about against City, but I always think Palace are going to beat us. It's just like West Ham on Sunday, even though they're playing tomorrow. I still think they can beat us on Sunday.
Yeah.
Aston Villa. Gerrard will want to get one on us for beating them in the 2013-14 season.
Do you remember that?
It's just like
I think you will do actually.
Every game in the Premier League now is not like I always think it's not a given.
No, you're right.
It's not a given anymore in the Premier League, and like Burnley drawing 1-1 against Chelsea, Brighton drawing 2-2 with Liverpool at Anfield. Every game in the Premier League, even if you're down in the dumps and you're like near the bottom or like at the bottom, it's just proves all games in the Premier League are not easy.
Well, that's the one thing PSG don't have though, and that's the one reason why they won't become a great team, because it is too easy for them. I mean, we played harder games in the Premier League than we have tonight against teams that aren't as good as PSG, and because it's so focused, isn't it? It's like how you get better playing against great teams all the time. That's the reason why PSG always struggle, because they don't have that constant sharpening that we do. You know, we have to learn. We can get beat by PSG. There's no one doing what Palace do or Everton do every single week over there. There isn't. I'm sure it happens every now and then that PSG have a tough game, but largely the quantity of tough games compared to what we've got is just it's not even close. Not even close.
Yeah, it's PSG. I'll never like. I still think they're the 5th best team in Europe right now. The only other team, like apart from Chelsea and Liverpool in Europe right now, is Bayern. And yet, I'm actually so glad, because I knew if we did not win this, if we got beat tonight, and we come second, the round of 16 draw, I know we would get Bayern.
Yeah.
You make it as certain that we play Bayern. Just be like, oh, Pep against like the teacher against the pupil, the like Sane getting revenge on his old team. It's just like all the. It just felt like we would get Bayern.
Yeah,
and
let Chelsea.
I still remember the like Jules and I can't remember, like they do ESPN, Moretti and I can't remember his name, and it's just what do Bayern have that City don't, and it's Mark Organ. I think that's his name. He said Lewandowski, and it's just like literally I was thinking, yeah, it is Lewandowski. If they get one chance, Lewandowski's goal last night.
Yeah.
That was thankfully just insane. Like that just sums it up, and that's why I think he should win the Ballon d'Or.
No, definitely, man. Definitely. Louis, man, I'm gonna get on to Scott if that's right, because I'm knackered, mate. Yeah. I've just realised I'm zoning out because I'm that tired. But you're a top bloke, and I'll catch you very, very soon, mate. See you in a bit. Bye-bye. The final one of the stream, and we've got to end on a high note always. Always big Denemy energy. Scott Denemy, Patreon producer, absolute top bloke, top legend, and I'm very happy to see him for the first time in ages. How you doing, Scott? You all right?
Yeah, man. How are you?
Yeah, you look cold. Are you cold?
Just a little chilly.
What's going on there? Is it cold or something going on? Is it winter?
Yeah.
I don't even
What
know what time it
temperature
is.
is it right now? It's 6:52, almost 10. Or no, almost.
I forgot where you are again, just because I'm knackered. Are you in Detroit? Have I made that up?
Yep.
You're in Detroit, yeah. And
Weather,
I'm gonna check Detroit's weather myself.
47. So that's like what, 2 or 3?
Oh, it's 8 degrees. It's not that bad, man. That's normal Manchester
No.
weather. That's literally like it's probably 8 degrees in my flat right now, and I'm like, it's all right, you know. So like, and I am not a tough northerner in the slightest. I'm just like normal northerner. Oh, sorry. Oh, it's Celsius. Look at Nicholas, it's Fahrenheit, Celsius. She's focused on Fahrenheit. Celsius. Oh, pussy. So there you go, Nicholas.
Yeah.
He's there, literally. He's got a hood over his head and everything. Bloody. Is it hot in Detroit usually? Like, is Detroit a hot place?
No, it's pretty chilly. It was like, it was pretty cold. I don't know about this morning, but it was like snowing the other day.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Someone said Detroit, isn't that where RoboCop lives? Is it? Oh, hello, cat. It's cat on the screen, by the way, Nicola.
Yep.
Who's the cat called again? What's it called?
Momo.
Momo. Ah, good old Momo. Anyway, Scott, football happened. Talk to me about football.
Football was amazing today. Well, what I could see of it, I could only get the second half, but from
Oh,
what I saw,
you got the fun
great.
half then.
Yeah. It was definitely an interesting game, but I definitely, from the way we were playing, I felt like goals were just gonna come eventually. We had a lot of opportunities, and we controlled the ball really well. And I think we did really well to shut down. For the most part, they still got a couple good opportunities, but I mean, they are 3 of the best players in the world. But I think we shut down 3, or their top 3, really, really well.
It's just some guy said give Momo a cat for him. But you're right, by the way. I know it's a really weird thing to mention. It's a very obvious point, but sometimes we miss the obvious because it's right in front of us. They are 3 of the best players in the world. They are going to create chances. And I think there's almost like an allowance, isn't there, of chances created against players of that quality. You accept at some point they're going to get through and create chances because they are that fucking good. There's literally nothing you can do about it to an extent. I mean, if you keep Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe without a shot, you've performed a miracle, you know. Like, and as good as we are, we're not fucking miracle workers. And I think Guardiola almost accepts that. Is that probably fair thing to say?
Yeah, I think you have to be realistic, and he's a very realistic coach, and I think he'd be. I'm sure I didn't watch any of like the post game interviews. I was driving home, but I'm sure that he was pretty like pleased with how we played today.
Oh yeah, well I'm not even seeing it either because I've been too busy doing these. I mean, I'll have a look at some quotes now. Let's see what he's been saying afterwards. But in general, I can only presume. I'll read some quotes now. Actually, let's have a look. How was your drive, by the way? Was it all right? Because I know you drove back, didn't you?
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I saw like I didn't see it, but like a crazy crash on just the other side of the highway. I just saw like a bunch of debris like fly up, and I was like, oh man, and just kept driving. But
oh, that's not good.
Yeah,
fingers crossed
there's
everyone's
been
all
a lot
right.
of crazy crashes around here lately, but. What did he say?
He
Let's
said,
hear it.
PSG, what a team, what players. I love that. It's almost like it sounds patronising. PSG, what a team, what players. We played really well, incredibly good, except 5 minutes after conceding a goal. But this is normal. Top performance. Happy to be in the next stage of the Champions League. And we'll focus on the Premier League now until February. I think that's right. I mean, I think we did switch off for 5 minutes after, but that, I mean, it's just getting your house in order, isn't it, really? And what else did he say? He said about Zinchenko as well. He said, yes, he played in his natural position. It was not easy to find the spaces. In the first minutes, he was a bit uncomfortable. After that, he played a lot better. Bernardo, by the way, also said, Jesus said Bernardo Silva is one of the best players in the world right now. His quality as a footballer is incredible. He works so hard. It doesn't matter whether he's playing good or not. And he's right, actually, I guess, isn't it? What's that saying? Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. That's on the walls of the CFA, the City Football Academy. And I like that. I love that quote. And it's true because hard work will sometimes win if you don't work hard. And what's going on with Techno in the chat? What's going on?
They're all talking about the music scene from Detroit.
Oh, is there a big
I was
music
just
scene?
saying, yeah, there's a good music scene here, I would say, and like they're just talking about some of the EDM here, and techno is one of the genres that blew up
Is
here.
the D in EDM Detroit?
No.
It's energetic Detroit music. Is that what it stands for?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But what else is from Detroit? I'm loving random Detroit facts. Sam said Detroit's a shit type of pizza they're trying to push in Asda right now. What's a Detroit pizza?
Pizza's pretty good. It's like really deep dish.
Oh,
It's
okay.
super deep dish pizza.
Isn't that Chicago just a deep dish?
It's not like Chicago deep dish, but it is deep dish. Chicago deep dish is really interesting. Really filling, dude. Like one piece is like, I'm like dead. You'll eat one piece and I'm like so.
Me and
full.
Nicola want to go to Chicago. Obviously Detroit first, but we want to go to Chicago because it's meant to be a great foodie place, isn't it? Just like good for good vibes.
Yeah, you could fly into Detroit maybe because they got an international airport there that's pretty decent, and then just take a train
We'll
to
meet you
Chicago.
at the service station, yeah, and
Yeah.
not service station, the airport, like the little kind of duty free bit. Axel Foley was from Detroit, apparently. Says someone said, is that true? I don't know.
I believe
he's a fictional character, but isn't he? But we'll take that. Detroit Become Human. Nicola said, good game. Detroit famous for car manufacturing. Is that true?
Yeah, the Ford, like,
it's
so
Ford,
they
it's
started
Ford
like the
from-
assembly line. Yep.
Oh,
The
nice.
assembly line was started there. Yeah.
They've got the trans. This is definitely the last call of the day territory. I'm sorry, man. Not even talking about football.
I like this though. No,
Yeah,
I'm loving
same.
this.
Like
Everybody knows so much about Detroit. Eminem
is
is
Eminem
from
Detroit? Is that why you're wrapping the
Yep.
hoodie up going on right now?
Yeah.
You're losing yourself in the moment right now. Detroit Soul.
That 8 Mile. That have you ever seen the movie 8 Mile or heard of 8 Mile? There's a movie
Mom
with
spaghetti
Eminem.
on my sweater already. Of course I have, man.
Yeah.
I'm not. Joe, I've
Yeah,
only watched it
that's
once.
in Detroit.
I need to watch
Huh?
it again. I've only ever seen 8 Mile once.
I grew up
Old
on
Motown?
like close to 7 Mile, but like in a
Oh, wait.
not near where Eminem
Oh,
was
7
at.
Mile is 8 Mile an actual thing?
Yeah, 8 Mile. Yeah, so there's
I can't
like
remember what
mile
it means.
roads.
I can't remember what it means because I just remember generally the film. I can't remember what it meant. It was like
Yeah, it's just-
20
oh,
years
yeah,
ago, wasn't it? Or
it's
something
a
like
road.
that. Someone said Motown. Surely Motown was not all from Detroit, is it?
Oh yeah,
Detroit
for sure.
sounds
That's
fuck-
what I was gonna say. Detroit's got the crazy music scene. Yeah, Motown's from Detroit, which is like is a big
Do you know
like
what?
and just a whole pop
Do
industry
you
and stuff.
like? I know you're biased, but is Detroit a cool city?
It's an interesting city. It's definitely got a lot of character. I love Detroit because yeah, I'm definitely biased and I love like living here. But it's definitely there's a sweet techno festival here every single year. I'd say it's got really
It's
good.
got a lot of
food.
history, to be fair. It's got like
have a
Motown
lot of
and
history.
and it's got a type of pizza, and it's got. It's fair play. It's like Manchester's maybe it's like one of those cities like Manchester where it's got a bit kind of something going for it.
It's
Motown.
crazy how old that stuff is though in England because like here like the oldest like it was probably like when was Manchester founded, do you know?
I've got fucking clue, mate. I've only lived here all my life. Let me have a Google. I don't even, this is the kind of stuff I just don't. Manchester was founded. Manchester was made a city anyway. We're just having a history chat here. So anyone's hanging around here, football just dead. The first century, the town charter was in. It says town charter was in 1301, and then it was made a city in 1853.
1853.
As a city, but the town charter, whatever that means, I don't know what that even means. I guess it was when it was registered as a, so like in Valhalla when they're making the little towns and that. I reckon it probably like 1300s.
1300s. Yes, that's old. That's crazy.
What? Oh yeah, it'd be the first time
Hey.
recorded. Yeah. So, what about when was it Detroit?
Yeah, Detroit. So Detroit is definitely starting to blossom, as this one guy in chat is saying.
We've got
A lot of people say it's a lot like Manchester. To be honest, it's like an industrial city, very
okay.
like industrial with like a good music scene.
You got some big buildings. I'm looking at Google pictures of Detroit now. You got some. It's like a condensed little bunch of skyscrapers.
Yeah.
Like Manchester's the same actually now. To be fair, Manchester's getting there. We're getting some condensed skyscrapers, and we've got a skyline now. We never used to.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping one day you get to come. It'd be really nice.
I'm coming to Manchester. I'm so excited. Like
March, isn't it?
Oh yeah, like I am so stoked.
Are you a drinker?
I'm decently a drinker, not crazy big drinker.
We'll get you smashed every way, me and Nicola. We'll get you smashed. We're not heavy drinkers in the slightest, but we'll take you out. We'll take you out for some drinks before and for the game, man. Everyone's ahead is like these two aren't even chatting about football. We're just planning drinks and stuff. Rosa Parks from Detroit.
I believe she is.
Oh, what
yeah,
a fucking
Rosa
lady!
Parks is.
genuine
Yeah.
like top
Yeah.
lass.
Yeah.
And other more eloquent ways of putting it. Scott, football was good tonight.
Yeah, no, it was definitely great.
How did you? Who was your man of the match tonight? Simple question.
From what I saw, I would have to say, I don't know. It was hard to say. Everybody played really well. Like I saw Gundogan make some really, really, really like
He was intelligent
great
tonight,
movements.
even by his standards, wasn't he? Like he was like the little pivots to the right and the little pass back to whoever crossed it in. Was it Mahrez crossed it into Bernardo back post? He was like intelligent decision making instead of crossing it in. Just being really, just very Gundogan. Just absolutely, he's coming to his own so much, hasn't he? He looks so confident.
Yeah. He's a very mature player. It seems like he has like a good like change of pace like sometimes too where like he's not the fastest player but he'll like all of a sudden hit like a good like cut and like accelerate real quick and he like passed like 2 or 3 people a couple times.
That's a new thing recently. He used to do that quite a lot when he played against City for Dortmund years ago and Joe Hart had that wonder game where he faded about. But he was doing that against us and that was like about 7-8 years ago. Gundogan used to be quite a lot more dribbly, but I feel like he's finding that a little bit. You know, he's trusting his pace a little bit more, and which is weird given he's like, 31, 30 now, but I love it.
He had that knee injury, didn't he?
Yeah.
So maybe now he's feeling a lot more solid on that, so hopefully. But like I think he played well from what I saw. I think Jesus played really well, and I'm really happy for Jesus because like I'm like it just seems like he's having a great season. So even like I hope he stays because I think he's a great player, and if he can continue to find form, then I don't understand why anybody wouldn't want him because he works his butt off and he's just like always. I mean, I think he possesses the ball really well.
As good a free transfer as someone could possibly get, Jesus. I wouldn't be surprised if like I guarantee you, if Klopp could take him, he would take him in a heartbeat. Klopp would love Jesus. He would absolutely would because he'd be like, "You're literally the Firmino replacement." You know, in terms of that whole attacking, defensive, forward, whatever. And a year and a half left in his contract, Jesus, and there's not a big club in the world that wouldn't take him, even as just a squad player. Everyone would take Jesus, and that's why I want to keep him because even if he doesn't play every game, he's just so reliable. You can imagine Real Madrid would take him. They would do because they know he's a Brazilian forward. He's useful to have it, even as just a sub and. Everyone would take Jesus, so I think that says something. We probably don't really realise that sometimes, you know, that actually he's probably a bit better than we realise because he's just intensely hardworking and versatile and a very good footballer. So I'm happy. Yeah, it's dead nice, isn't it, when he has days like today?
Yeah,
because like you want to see the people like him who aren't always the superstars get a little bit of credit, I guess. Also, it's weird, isn't it? Because we talked about like Cancelo and everyone Gundogan and Bernardo, but Stones and Diaz really. I mean, and Walker. Just other than Stones' little flap at one point. I mean, it was easy for him, wasn't it? Absolutely easy.
Yeah, I think they played defense by possession, and I think when you do that, it helps a lot. And they all I think everybody just seemed locked in today. Yeah, I think the defense didn't have to do too much because I think also Rodri played a great game. Like I think I heard some other people mentioning that. I got on a little bit late here, but yeah, I think it was just business as usual for them. It seemed like.
Oh, it was absolutely wonderful. Mate, I've just realised I've got to be up in 6 hours to get to the house to let plaster in, so I'm going to leave it there. That's all right because I'm exhausted. It's midnight here. I need to eat as well. I've not eaten anything for ages. I'm starving. But Scott, it's always a pleasure. It's a pleasure. It's good fun. I learned so much about Detroit tonight. It was really good fun.
Yeah, there we go.
If not that, anything. We'll end it right here while Scott's on the stream as well. Goodbye, everyone. Final words from Scott.
Everybody have a great night. And if you're in the U.S., happy Thanksgiving tomorrow.
Oh, happy Thanksgiving tomorrow. I didn't realize it's Thanksgiving tomorrow. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone in the US as well. And I'll leave it with some very simple words. City are really, really, really good at football. In a bit, guys. Subscribe, get me to 30. It's 59,000. I'm like 20 away. In a bit. Bye-bye. See you later, Scott, man. See you later, pal.
See ya.